happy to be here. Yes, I taught for a while, then I stopped and was a stay-at-home mom, as they say, but I didn't stay at home much. I volunteered a lot at my kid's school, and as he went to middle school and senior high, I tried to keep on doing that. Eventually, when our first kid hit college, it was probably time to quit volunteering for free and go get a job. And so I went back to teaching just part-time, and I knew I wanted to just do part-time for a couple reasons. My mom had died when I was a kid, when we were all kids, and so I wanted to be still home when they got home, and I wanted to be there in the morning before they left. And the other reason was I know I just developed lots and lots of extra stuff beyond what a textbook provides. So I knew I would use up a lot of hours. So if I only taught part-time, it would give me a lot more time on my own that I could make stuff, like sets of flashcards for Pythagorean theorem, or flashcards on percent or fractions or solving equations or stuff like that. I just love finding ways that can help kids learn it easily and quickly so that they can get on top of things as much as possible. And then I still was volunteering even though I was teaching part-time. And then I went into the accounting field, but I only did that part-time so that I could still volunteer. And so I'd be available. I just love helping kids learn. I'll show you tonight, I have a math website that I'd like to get you onto, and then I have 8 math game apps. All of those are free, and it's just my way of helping people have good quality online things that can help their child's education, their child's education. They're all free, and then the apps have been downloaded in over 80 countries, over 80,000 times. So I just thought they'd go gangbusters in the United States, but no, I've been amazed at how many other countries downloaded them. Like in the past 30 days, the countries that have downloaded my Apple ones, the biggest number has gone to Mexico. Cool. And then in the last 30 days for my Android ones, the biggest numbers have been downloaded in either India or Pakistan. Okay, that surprises me, but I'll let it. So hopefully those apps are being able to help kids all around the world. When I see 500 or 300 or something downloaded in one day in Guatemala or France or Iceland or somewhere, I figure, okay, that's a school system. So that means they put it on all their iPads. Good, because can't just help a kid sometimes, but it can help a kid year after year after year, and that's good. That's what I want. It's free. That's pretty cost effective for schools to do. I brought things. Pardon?
I'm not sure your mic is on.
Oh, is my mic on?
Oh, that's just the recording for the video.
Oh, it's just the video. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you were.
Can you hear me well enough? Okay, I'll shout a little more. It's as close as I'm going to get to being a cheerleader ever. But anyway, so I brought stuff tonight, and we'll go through topics that kind of deal with geometry and to some extent touch algebra. And I figure I'll try to help you be stronger in both of those. If you go through your file folders, and I have 2 assistants tonight. This is Miss Gretchen and that's Miss Ellie, and they will be happy to help you. Can I have one of my file folders, please?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I need one too.
And you can give one to your mom too so she can go through it at the same time. So everybody's file folder is alike. The first page has my presentation tonight. Here's the topics we'll cover. Hopefully we'll get through them all. Here's my math website, monumentalmath.com, and here's my apps. All of them are available on Apple products. 5 of them have become converted to being on Android. The one that's starred, I actually charge for. It's $1.99. It's not really cost prohibitive, but that one has all the wording and directions, can be available in French, or Spanish as well as English. So I had to pay the people that were going to be my translators. I don't know how to do that. So that one cost big $1.99. Okay, then we'll go through squares and cubes of numbers. And I realize some of you are still eating, so we'll just breeze through them and then we'll go back. Okay, then we'll do find the measures of angles A through F. And then in parentheses, it says to the nearest 5 degrees. Okay, is that 40 or 45? Close enough. Sometimes in life, just close enough is good enough. To measure angles, you need a protractor, which is one of these half circle kind of things. Okay, and then the next page is still measure angles, but now I want you to get specific and go to the nearest degree. Okay, then find the area of the shaded region. That is going to refer to, I have a bunch of pages where I drew I drew pictures and I shaded them in, and I have numbers on them so you can figure out the area of the shaded region. So like this one, you'll find the area of a triangle and again and again and again and again, and you'll add them all up. Whereas on this one, you'll find the area of the rectangle and the area of the two squares, and you'll add it up. This one. Okay, you can find the area of the original, and then you can find the area of the triangle and subtract it away. Whatever's left must be the area of the shaded region. So I have 20 of those. It'll be more than enough. Okay, but I gave you an answer sheet for it. And then I gave you nice numbers to work with, like a rectangle that's 8 by 6 or 12 by 20, so that you don't need a calculator, just the calculator between your ears. Okay, then your next page is a printout of all of the topics that I have for geometry in my math website and how many sets of problems I have for them. Like this last one, there's just 2 sets. Every set is 25 problems. So there's 50 problems, at least 50, to practice any one topic. Because I figure by the time you're done 25, you probably know what you're doing. This set of 12 sheets is all of the topics that I have in the category of math foundations. And then it shows what grade level. It starts out at 1st and 2nd grade, and then it quickly moves into upper elementary, and then it quickly moves into middle school. I taught high school and middle school, and then I volunteered most of my 27 years. Most of it was in elementary and middle school. So I'm pretty familiar with middle school for sure, but I'm pretty familiar with elementary also. Okay, back to the front page where it says squares and cubes of numbers. I'd like you to get that out.
Does everybody have a pencil?
Yeah, would you want to go around and see if anybody wants to borrow? Thanks. Okay, so now let's go through one more, and then he can use a folder too. Okay. So now you have something to write with. We're going to go through the squares from 1 through 20, and then we'll jump and hit a few more that are on that page. 1 squared is 1 times 1, which is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is? Okay. Okay. I was thinking I've tutored here lots of times and I've never had to do a fire drill. Okay. 5 squared, 5 times 5 is? 25. Okay, I want to show you something about this. When you're at one square and you want to get to the next square, you take this square and you add 1 and 2, which is 3, to this, you get 4. If you want to get to the next one, 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 4 is 9. 7 plus 9 is 16, 9 plus 16 is 25. This is 11. 11 plus 25 is 36. 13 plus 36, 13 is a 10 and a 3. So that's 49, this is 64, 81, and 10 times 10 is 100. Okay, that comes in handy sometimes, because if we want the square of 11, we take 100 and add 10 and 11. 10 and 11 makes 21, add it to 100 and you get 121. Looks like another new student. Okay, and then if you add 11 and 12, that's 23. So add 20 and 3, and you get 144. If you add 25, if you add 20 and 5, you get 169. And then for 14 squared, the 9 and 6 just trade places. And then this one's 225, 256, 289, 324, 361, and 400. So what would be 30 squared? 3 squared is 9, so 30 squared would be 900. A 9, and then a 0 for each one of the 30s. Okay, and then I think I have on there 25. 25 squared is just a good one to know. Does anybody know it? 625. Okay, is that all of them? Oh, okay. So what would be 40 squared? If 4 squared is 16, what's 40 squared? That's on your page. 16 with how many zeros? Yep, 2 zeros. So your 40 squared is 16 with 2 zeros. 50 squared would be 25 with how many zeros? 2. 900 squared. Once you know the beginning ones, you actually know a lot more. So 900 squared. 9 squared is 81, and then you have to put on how many zeros? 4, because 2 for each of the 900. So 81, and then all 4 zeros. Okay. You're going to use squares when you do the Pythagorean theorem. Then cubes, just because you also have to find the area of volume of cubes. 1 cubed, 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. That's a nice one. 2 times 2 times 2 is 2 times 2 times 2 again is 8, yep. 3 times 3 times 3 again, 27. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. 5 times 5 times 5. Do you want to go? There's one more. 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 would be like 5 quarters. What's 5 quarters worth? 125. Okay. Okay, 216, 343, 512, 729. What would be 10 to the 3rd power? What would be 10 times 10 times 10 again? Do you have something to write with? Okay. So it'd be a 1 with 3 zeros, yes, 1,000. Okay. All right. That fills in one already. Okay, then I'm going to tell you about measuring with angles, measuring angles. Okay, so I'll get this out of your way. Okay. When you measure with a protractor, there's this little like cross part that you have to put on the actual angle, the corner of the angle. That corner of the angle is called the vertex. And then you have to line up the bottom edge, this bottom line, with one side of the angle, and then you see how far wide open it is. Okay? If it makes a perfect right angle, how many degrees is that? If it makes a perfect right angle? 90 degrees. If it's littler than 90, what kind of angle do we call those? Acute. If it's wider than 90 degrees, what do we call them? Obtuse. Yep. Obtuse, like obese. 90 is just right, and acute is like a cute puppy. Okay, that's one way to remember it. Dorky things work sometimes. Okay, then you're going to also measure the string. These are cool. Tape measures are cool to measure with. So you have to have somebody stretch it out flat while you measure it. And you measure to the nearest inch, a hand, the nearest half inch and the nearest quarter of inch. Then you also measure it in metric, in centimeters and millimeters, like 13, close enough, it's 13 centimeters, or if you have to get specific, 13.2. So then millimeters will just bump over the decimal, 132. So millimeters are easy. Millimeters are the little tiny, tiny things. A millimeter is about as, you know, the thickness of a dime. They're really thin. That's a millimeter. They're tiny. Okay. If you have a button on a shirt, that would be like probably 2 millimeters. Millimeters are real tiny. So there's different ribbons that you can measure, and I want you to have it be hands-on and kind of enjoy doing it. And like, it's not like you're going to be doing it in front of the class. There'll be some kids doing this and some kids doing other things. So then you'll just be in like 2 or 3 kids at a place. Okay. Finding the third angle of a triangle. How many degrees is the sum of the degrees for the 3 angles of a triangle? All those 3 angles add up to what? Always, always, always. Just so happens. I hope your classrooms are always this quiet too. Okay, 180. So if this is 30 and this is 60, then that's a total of 90. 30 and 60, that's a total of 90. Therefore, this one has to be 180 minus 90, which would be 90. If this one is 120 and this one is 20, how big is that one? Well, 120 plus 20 would make a total of 140. Now you can subtract or just count up. If you had $140 and you wanted to get to $180, you would need 40. Yes. Think money. It makes math a lot more interesting. Okay. So that's what you'll be doing on this set of cards. And they're nice numbers, usually. Okay. Then there's going to be one where these are clean. They're just meant to be able to, I washed them. They're meant to wipe off the whiteboard. And so it's express the perimeter algebraically. So this one says it's a regular pentagon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. If each side is 3x, that means this is 3x, that's 3x, that's 3x, that's 3x, that's 3x. So grand total would be 15x. Okay, answers are on the back for anybody who's holding them up, such as a parent. Okay, this one has I'll draw it. If it has little marks like that, that means those two sides are congruent, which means they're the same size. So if this one's x minus 3 and this is x, it automatically means this little mark means this one's also x minus 3. So if you're a little ladybug and you go walking around the perimeter, x plus x plus x has to be 3x. And then you have a minus 3 and another minus 3. So it's 3x minus 6. You're never going to find the actual perimeter like 27 or something. You just need to be able to do it algebraically. So visually, you'll be looking at them and analyzing. If we're supposed to teach math to help kids, then to me, one of your best things to be able to build your skills of is, besides computation, is to be analytical. To be able to look at it and go, I know what that means. I can figure this out, okay? And I want you to be able to figure this out, okay? Let's see. So the measure the angle will be there. Find the area of the shaded region. Okay. That's all of these pages. Oh. So for these, they start out having squares, rectangles, triangles that get cut away. Okay, so you can write down your work, and if you can do like this one, 15 times 15, oh, you can look at your squares page and go, oh, that's 225. You don't need to show me the formula and then put in the numbers and get the answer. You can say 15 times 15, 225, minus 6 times 6, so that's minus 36. Figure out the answer, done. On to the next one. It doesn't matter if you do them in order or if you just take what's there. Because if somebody is taking longer, that's okay. If you're supposed to figure out the area of the shaded region, it's a donut shape. So you could figure out the area of the original circle, and then you can figure out the area that got cut out. So you calculate area equals pi r squared, you do that again, and you subtract. And you can leave it in terms of pi. Who cares what the decimal is for now? Here's, otherwise you have to use a calculator. Most.
You have the formulas down for area.
No, I don't. I will do that.
So we might want to.
That's a good point. Okay, this shape, it has a rectangle with some bumps on it. Those bumps are half circles. Anybody want to think, how would you find the area of all this shaded region? How would you find the area of the rectangle? Base times height. And then the area of a circle, this one and this one could make one circle, and this one can make one circle, and they're all alike, but it doesn't tell you the radius. This is where I mean, okay, analyze and figure it out. If this is 48, and across the top are 3 circles, how wide is each circle? 48 divided into 4 parts, each part would be how wide? 12. But we don't use 12 for area, we use radius. So if the diameter is 12, then the radius is 6, yes. So you have to do some figuring it out and then finish the problem. Okay, answer keys are here. Let's see. Oh. Then at another place, find the volume of these prisms. There's rectangular and triangular prisms. That's like a shoebox shape. Triangular prism is like a prism if you're in science class, if you ever used a clear glass prism and you cast a rainbow on the wall. That's pretty cool. So that really is a prism. The base is at the 2 parallel sides. This one, I have it sitting down. Okay. In other words, here's a triangular prism. They have the picture where it's sitting down. but the bases are the two that are alike, okay? Toblerone candies. Don't try to eat these in here. Don't crack it open and eat them. It's from my teaching days, and I quit teaching over 10 years ago, so I'm not going to ever open it either. Okay, then this one, it tells you volume equals base area times height. I tell you, here's the base area, here's the height, so you figure it out. I want you to build your mental math skills of, I know how to do this, I can do this, I can do it in my head. Good, do it. Okay, then, measures the lengths of ribbon. You know, as far as measuring the lengths of ribbons, I have the answer key, but you don't need to write it down anywhere. I'd rather, if you're going to calculate, I'd rather have it be for something you'll see again. I think it's important to learn how to measure and know how to measure, but is it important enough to have a worksheet on it? Not necessarily, not in a limited amount of time with you. Okay. So I would like 2 people to come up here. Would you mind just staying here and then somebody else can join you? Okay, so one more person come up here. You're going to be doing finding the measure of the angle. Okay. Okay, could I have your attention, please? If you could all go on the website, go to your settings, and then in the settings, you're going to need to pick the internet. So it'll be PPLD, which stands for Pikes Peak Library District -W. PPLD-W. And you're going to go to my website, which is called monumentalmath.com. And when you get to that screen, there's going to be this carousel that moves things, and then it doesn't give you time to read it well, and then it moves it again. I've asked my son, slow it down, please. My son is a software engineer, and he said, I could make your website. Okay, go for it. So he made the website. But in that screen that goes by, there's some pictures of teddy bear math, and those are pictures of what my apps look like in the Apple Store. But if you go to the Apple Store or the Google Play Store and you just search for teddy bear math, it'll come up with mine as one of the options. And they're all free on Apple. 4 out of 5 are free on Android. Okay, then one of the later screens, it's hopscotch math. And that just shows you what the hopscotch math ones look like. Those, if you tap on it, it takes you right to the Apple Store. And probably if you're on an Android device, if you tap on it, it'll take you right to the Google Play Store, and you can go download it. Okay? For now, so that you can plant that in your mind, they're all free. Hint, hint. Take them. Take good use of them. Okay. Then I would like you to sign up. So you go up to the upper right, and it says sign up or log in. Well, you're going to sign up if you've never been on there before. And so you need to put in an email address, and then give yourself a username and a password that you'll remember. And write it down, like on the inside of your folder, write it down. Sounds easy enough to remember it, but people forget them all the time. Okay, write them down. Then once you've signed up, you can just hit, and it'll let you have a screen like that. Okay, sign up with an email, username, password, and then sign up. Then write down your username and your password. Okay, then how many are there? How many are to the home screen now? Raise your hand if you're there. Settings, PPLD. there, there. Okay, there's Monumental Math. You can sign up. Have you already done this? Did you do this last summer?
Yeah, but I don't remember like my password.
See what I mean? It's like our brains just don't remember everything. Okay. Do you think you remember your username? Okay, I'll sign in as me. You can do it as me.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. There you go. Yeah. Okay. All right, on the user page, on the main page, main screen, you've got those 4 options: Math Foundations, Challenging Math, Algebra, and Geometry. Tap the Math Foundations. That's got a long list of titles, and if you tap on one of those titles, it'll tell you how many sets there are. There's 25 in every set. So that first topic has 125 problems to just practice that topic. The next one does too, the next one, okay? And then when you see adding doubles, that's been made into one of my teddy bear math ones. It's exactly the same as what's on my website, but it's available as an app. And then you have all kinds of topics, sums of 50, sums of 100. Those are 2 of my apps. Real life jobs for kids. To me, if you're going to teach kids math, which we need to, then make it realistic for them. So jobs for kids, that's like Angie earns $8 every time she walks the neighbor's dog. She does it 5 times this week. How much money does Angie earn? And then it'll be like, it might be a 2-part problem. It might be like Benji wants to earn $60. He earns $7 every time he walks the neighbor's dog. He does that 8 times. Has he met his goal? And so then you have to multiply, and then you have to compare it to what his goal is. And then make your decision. They're always multiple choice. So let's do the round to the nearest 10. Round to the nearest 10, set 1. Okay. And so you just round to the nearest 10. Usually there's a video of me. My son is the one who developed the code for the website. Neighbor of mine, neighbor daughter, who is the same age as my daughter. She's wonderful. She is a computer animator. So she did all my computer animation, especially on the apps. And then one of my former students was my person who filmed me and edited the videos, and then she taught me how you move them to YouTube, and then you move them to your website. Okay, cool. So 21 to the nearest 10, is that closer to 20 or 30? 20. So you pick 20 and submit, and then boom, it goes on to the next one. 83, is that closer to 80 or 90? Okay, 80. So then submit. Now we're going to get one wrong. Okay, 15. When it's halfway between, you round up. But we're going to say the bottom one, 18. Okay, we're going to get it wrong. And so you see there's a little yellow light, and I call that my caution light. And so then you go, what? Oh, okay. And so then you hit 20, and then you submit that, and it goes away. It's like you never made the mistake. If you get it wrong twice, it's a little red box, but it goes on anyhow, because we aren't going to get everything right in math. If you get everything right, you're not on the right level of challenge. Okay, so now I want you to do one more, 48, right? 48, yep, good, 49. Okay, now let's go back up to the upper left where it says Monumental Math in big words. Under that arrow, yep, go to that, and it takes us back. Okay, I want you to go to Algebra. And then one-step equations with whole numbers. That very first one, yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a couple thousand problems just in algebra. There's about 13,000 grand total on the whole thing. So there's plenty of algebra you can do. One-step equation, yeah, set one. Okay, that one doesn't have a video yet. Okay, x plus 33 equals 44. Remember I said, think money? So if you have $33, you want to get to $44, you would need 11, right? So x equals 38. 39. Okay, 39. Whoops, you need 5. Okay, and the next one. So you need 5, and it's submit. If you have $48 and you want to get to $58, you need 10. Yep. And then submit. Next one. If you have 12 and you want to get to 15, you need 3. Now, if you think this was so easy for me, cool, good. But then go as fast as you possibly can. Why not? That's the other way you can give yourself challenge. Okay, now let's go back up to Monumental Math, and we're going to go to Algebra again, and we're going to go to combining like terms. Can you shrink it down and show the list that's underneath of it? Combining like terms, the fifth thing, set one. That's like what I was having students do on this one, combining like terms, finding the perimeter. Okay, so if you have 4x plus 3y plus 4y, you have 3x, and then how many y? 3 of them and 4 of them, they're like dollars. $3 and $4 you would have? $7. So 4x plus 7y. Okay, next one. 5x plus 1x plus 2x. So like $5 plus $1 plus $2 is $8. So 8x, yep. Seven y plus 3x plus 1x. Well, 3x and 1x would make 4x plus 7y, done. Okay, we'll do one more. 8x plus 10y plus 3y. 8x just stays 8x, 10y and 3y becomes 13y. So 8x plus 13y, good. Now let's go back up, and we're going to go to where it says problem sets. And then there's 2 choices. Do the second choice, my progress. And you're going to see it displays anything you've ever done. So one of the things I want to do tonight is to start various ones, because then you can say, well, what should I practice on? Oh, I'll just go finish those sets. Okay, so this says you've done 5 different topics. Oh, you've done more. You've done lots. Okay, so combining like terms, you got 4 problems done out of a possible 25, 100% so far, took 45 seconds. And then if we push complete, which I want you to do, push complete, it knows you got 4 problems done, so it brings you to problem number 5. And then you just start going again. 1x, 9y, 2y, total of 1x plus 11y. Okay. 3x plus 2x plus 5x would be a grand total of 10x, yes. I hope your classrooms are all this quiet. 9x plus 7y plus 2y. 9x doesn't change. But the 7y and 2y, yep, good. Okay. Let's go to Monumental Math, and let's go to a geometry one. And the very first one, find the measure of the third angle of a triangle. So if I give you two angles, which is exactly like what one of these things was, if I give you two angles, you just have to find the third one. It always has to total how much? 180. So if one is 30 and one's 100, that's 130, so you still need 50. Yes. Okay, and I give you nice numbers, so then you can probably figure I can do these in my head. Good. I want you to build your mental math skills. 60 and 30 is a total of 90, so then to get to 180 you need 90 again. Yes. Okay. 60 and 90 would make a total of 150, yep. So if you're at 150 and you want to get to 180, you need 30. Good. Okay. Now let's go to problem sets. Let's go to problem sets. In that first choice, search problem sets. Okay. You can type in perimeter. Let's see if that's going to be enough. And then press search, and it should, there you go, it should give you some options. We'll do a rectangle perimeter set 2. Do the problem set. Okay, did everybody there? Okay, rectangle perimeter. So if the two sides are 15 and 16, well, if this is a rectangle and there's 15 and 16, that'd be 31. Well, this is also 15 and 16. So 31 doubled is 62. Good. Then, if they're 15 and 24, that would total up to 39. 39 doubled. Well, 40 doubled is 80, so 39 doubled is 2 less. So that's 78. I was born before calculators, so I always had to, I got pretty good at mental math. 15 and 32. So you would add those up and double it, and that's the whole perimeter. And that looks like about as exciting as growing grass, but that's okay. We'll go to a different thing. Okay, problem sets, and let's go search, and let's do area, and search, and then area, we don't want the decimals, not yet. Okay, no, we don't want any of these. Okay, changed my mind. Okay, let's go back to Monumental Math. And let's choose a super easy one, and I'll show you what happens when you get to the end, because you're almost out of time. Okay, let's choose, find the width of a rectangle. Let's do that. Set 1. If I tell you the area, and area of a rectangle is always, wonder where it went. 4 and 12. If I tell you the base and height, then the area is 4 times 12, which is 48. And then the next one, 4. Okay, let's go back up to the directions. For the problems, you'll be given the length and width, such as find strive, and strive for speed. We are finding area. Oh, it's finding perimeter. Whoops. Okay. Then 4 and 12 make 16. 16 doubled is 32. I thought we were on area. Okay. 5 and 8. So if you have 5 and 8, that's 13. Double it and you get 26. 5 and 9. 5 and 9 would make 14. Double it and you get 28. Yes. Okay. Good enough. Just trust me, there's, when you get all 25 problems done, there's helium balloons that float up on your screen just to like have a party because you finished it. And then it'll give you options. Do you want to go back to the home page? Do you want to retry this one? Like maybe it's like, okay, now I'm getting it. I want to retry it and get faster. Or do you want to just go on to the next set? If you're on set 1, it'll take you to set 2. If you're on set 5, it'll take you to set 6. So it's up to you. It's good to have options. Okay, if it's too easy for you, go find a different topic. There's about 500 topics. 500 topics with levels. Okay, other than that, I am about out of time. So thank you for coming. Thank you for concentrating. I overplanned, so maybe I'll bring stuff back another time or next summer. I do tutor. My phone number and my contact information is on that first sheet, so you are free to go.